Tampa.
It's just part of it. You know, there's entertainers and there's competitors, and I totally understand that. And my job is to compete, and that's what I'm focused on doing. Of course, we're doing this mid-game, but you know, it's something that I'll get used to, and just want to be the best team that I can and create an environment where we can all go do our best work. That's all we want to do.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that at all. Just focus on a day at a time. At the end of the day, some decision will be made that's best for the team, and that'll be it. So, you know, I'm just focused on being my best version of myself.
You know, this early.
Yeah, I think there's 86% of NFL games that have a 2-minute end of game or end of half, depending. But for us, that's huge. We definitely want to continue to get those reps. You know, say it one more time, sorry. Yep. Replicate that, but within a drive, it's answering too. You know, we take a sack early, but we get a third down. You know, we're in another third and long, but we, get, ahead of it and try to, work our way back. But I think you just see guys competing through that. So, all of you in this room are entertainers, and you have a job to do, and I respect it, right? And I'm a competitor, so I have a job to do as well. Yeah, I just said that, yeah.
A lift and a run and really get ready for this week. We'll treat this week as a regular season schedule. We'll give the guys a normal game plan as you would, getting ready for the game on Saturday. We'll treat each day like we would. Now we will do more competitive periods than we would say in the regular season. So we'll do plenty of Browns versus Browns in practice, as well as introducing carded periods where we'll be simulating the Rams offense and defense. So big week for the football team. Was pleased with how the guys handled last week, both the practices, the game itself yesterday. And like I told you guys, there's so much to learn from in that game. And that's the part for us as coaches, that we have to point out things that we have to get cleaned up, even if you weren't in there on that rep. And I think that's a big part of learning is seeing and doing, and then correcting mistakes. But pleased with the effort, and then looking forward to this week. With that, I'll take any questions.
All right, first question will go to Daniel.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing? You said that you wanted to get through yesterday. You said we'd have a little chat. What do you plan to do at quarterback for the dress rehearsal game, and what is the timeline for naming week 1 starter?
Yeah, I want to get through the next couple days, but certainly that's something that we're going to do here sooner than later.
So when you say sooner than later, do you think we should expect something by the end of this week? Do you think it will be after?
I need to get the football team in here, talk to the players, those type of things. So we're working towards obviously week 1. That's part of what this week is about, getting our football team ready. So we'll make all those type of determinations in the next couple of days.
And then similarly, just roping in quarterbacks. Do you have any health update on Kenny and Shedeur? Do you expect them to increase their level of participation in practice this week?
I hope so. We really have to take those day by day. So I don't know where that ends up towards the end of the week, but I'm hopeful.
Got it. Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Scott.
Hey, Kevin. How did Dylan's hamstring hold up after playing a half yesterday?
Yeah, good. I don't think he's 100%, but I don't know that anybody's 100% even at this point. So, but I think he came out okay.
And then when you went back and watched that, did you notice anything else about his performance that stood out to you?
No, I think the guys did a nice job of playing on time. I think I mentioned to you guys yesterday the third down conversions early were good. And the good part was versus multiple coverages. So I thought the guys were where they were supposed to be on a given play. Protection was good, and we're able to find completions. But those third down conversions were huge.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Jeff.
Hey, Kevin, we saw DK Henry make that interception and return for a touchdown. What have you seen from him this camp?
Well, he's a late arrival for us, coming from Philly, so that was pretty cool for him to have that moment in the football game. But really a good scheme fit, plays really hard, great length. And, you know, I've mentioned you guys before. I think that's a really, really strong group. But those guys just play so hard, and that's really a lot of what our defense is built on.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Joe.
Hey, Kevin, just seeing if there's any update on Quinshawn or Bond, whether you expect to see him in camp this week or...
Yeah, I do not have an update for you guys right this minute. I don't.
And just, you know, any player that you would bring in this week, would it be in a dress rehearsal week and 3-4 weeks into camp? Just how much of a learning curve would that be to kind of get up and running?
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we do, Joe. It happens during the season, can happen in training camp, where you have to get players up to speed quickly. That happens. Sometimes you get a guy on a Wednesday and they have to play on a Sunday. So that's part of our job as coaches is to get them ready to roll.
Okay, thanks.
All right, next we go to Cam.
Kevin, I know that you've talked about the importance of guys like Cedric Tillman and Jamari Thrash this season, how big they're going to be for that room. Jamari had a really big game. So looking at what he was able to do in that second preseason game, what did you like about it? And how do you see that maybe carrying into the regular season as you look to get the most out of him?
Yeah, I think Jamari's a very dependable player. Gets open, catches the football. You know, the most important parts of the job he does. The quarterbacks have a lot of trust in him. And it was good to see him make those plays and make a couple, extra yards out there. He's done that in the first couple games as well.
Thank you.
All right, next we go to Ashley.
Hey, Kevin, I know you said yesterday when you got asked about Dewan playing that it was an individual decision for every player when you were deciding who to sit.
Our players, but in terms of, you know, where people are, first string, second string, those type of things, not really thinking about that right this minute, Tony. That's more stuff that we'll get ready for week one.
Okay, and even playing the regulars in this third game is different from last year and previous years that you've done. Why did you decide to play regulars in game 3?
I believe we played regulars last year in game 3, Tony.
So your quarterback didn't play?
Last year?
Yeah, Watson.
Yeah. What year is this?
I know.
Yeah, I think typically, Tony, have had we've usually had the joint practice week 2. So we've played our guys sometimes a little bit in week 1 and then a good bit in week 3, with week 2 being the joint practices. Obviously, the difference this year will be that joint practice in week 1. And then this year, just feel like that's what this team needs to get ready. Try to every single year make decisions based on what the guys need. So that's what we'll do.
Okay.
All right, next we go to Mary Kay.
Yeah, Kevin, is everyone still in play to a certain extent for the week 1 start, or is that not realistic anymore to think that all 4 quarterbacks could have any kind of a shot to start week 1?
You know, honestly, Mary Kay, just so focused on our guys' development and practice and doing what they're supposed to do when they get in these games. Obviously, we will name a starter. It's going to come this week. We still anticipate all of our players, whether you're a starter or not, to prepare like you're the starter. And knowing all of our players in that room, that's exactly what they'll do.
And how do you feel like they all did? I know that the competition was interrupted by injuries to the 3 of those guys, but just how do you think it kind of went?
Well, you know, and we've talked about this. We take this all the way back to April with our player development and getting these guys up to speed. And I've been really, really pleased with that group and how hard they've worked, how they've pushed each other. And I think they're all getting better. I think you see all moments in practice. You see moments in games where these guys are getting better. Obviously, like you mentioned, injuries are the worst part of this game. And it, you know, it keeps a guy out of a practice or a game. That's not ideal. But I go all the way back to April with the work that these guys have put in.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Spencer.
Along those lines, Kevin, obviously with the injuries, you haven't gotten a chance to evaluate all these guys probably as fully as you wanted to. But Andrew did mention earlier in camp that keeping 4 is something you guys will consider. Is that something you think is still on the menu despite how some of these injuries have sort of played out and derailed some of the evaluation?
Yeah, I think we'll let it play out as we get closer to the cut down. Those are all conversations that we are always having, but those are tough decisions.
The Cleveland Browns are standing at the edge of a quarterback storm, and all eyes are on rookie sensation Shedeur Sanders. In his most recent outing, he looks sharper than Dylan Gabriel. Cleaner throws, quicker reads, and composure under pressure. Yet head coach Kevin Stefanski lit a fire when he said, "You can't keep everybody." Suddenly, the talk of Sanders being released or traded has taken over the headlines. Look, I have been researching about NFL for the last 7 to 8 years deeply, and what I think is this: those words weren't random. Stefanski is signaling that hard choices are coming, and Sanders might be at the center of them.